Alright, I got my cutter mounted, and it's a carbide cutter that has got chippers running flat, and then cutters that run to do the outside as well. It's a bottom flattening bit. The problem is it just barely does not fit into this base. Let me show you here the base I'm using. So this hole is just too small, so I've got to plunge through and cut this first, and then I can proceed. Alright, this is going to be tricky because I can only use this edge right now. That's what I measured off of the first time. It's 2 7/8 inches offset. I'm going to give it a run here. The other thing that I'm seeing is that I've got to be careful about tipping. I've got to make sure I keep the weight on this side. I kind of made a mistake here. I should have left a solid piece down the middle for support. But that's alright. We'll give this a run and see what happens. I started using my hand plane on this, and the knots are just raising all heck with this plane blade. I'm going to try and remove as much of it as I can here. That should be enough on that one. Much better. So I'll just keep at this until I get it down to where it needs to be, and then I'll come back. Well, that took a solid about 10 to probably maybe 15 minutes, 10 to 15. I'm close. This is real close. So I'm going to finish up with the router plane. See if I can get the depth set here. Yeah, you can see how I'm off about maybe a 32nd of an inch. All right, I've got a nice edge here. This edge, you can see my gap, but it's tight 2/3 of the way. So just filling this little bit here will not be a big deal. What I need to do now is get this back into my jig over here and then make my marks for the corresponding half lap and then cut it and take what I learned from this one and not make the same mistake here. Alright, back in the jig. I had it the other face up and it fit nearly perfectly, but now when I flipped it over, I've got a little gap here. So there's really nothing I can do about that, and I'm not going to worry about it. Once I get these cut to size, I'll make sure that they both sit flat, and you know that the surface they're going on is not going to be flat either. But we'll do our best here. So we'll make our mark. And this time we're going to leave the lines. All right. So I'm going to route this. Like I said, I'm going to leave probably a good solid inch down the middle. That'll keep the router from tipping, and then I can come back with my hand plane. That worked out very well. And as long as there's no knots, or now if there is a knot, I know what to do. This one looks pretty clear. So we'll go with this. All right, I've switched bases. I've gone back to this one. That way I can use the rounded edge here on both sides. And I've offset my straight edges 3 1/8 inches. And when I put my router on here and butt it up against that, as long as I can't see that line, I know I'm good. And it's just right there. So I'm pretty pleased that I'll make a much better cut than the last time, and it should be much easier to clean up. That took about maybe 5-6 minutes. Much easier, much cleaner. And then I can always come in here with the chisel and take the rest of this out. I'm going to make this bridge a little bit thinner. And I think my depth of cut is close to half. And that's a little more than half. I don't know what happened there. I know what happened now. I changed bases, the thickness of the base. Son of a... I will readjust that. I'll have to lay in a piece. I'm going to leave this alone and just hit it with the hand plane. Okay, I found some perfect shim stock. This is white oak, and it's just the exact height I need. So I'm going to glue this in. Give it time to cure, then I'll come back and trim these with the chisel. All right, after a couple of test fits, I finally got it, taking care of these half laps. I've got a nice fit, and now I just need to take it off here, see how it sits. Well, we can look at the other side too here. Let's just rotate this. Well, see where I am here. Yeah, you can see that little gap I've got here. Otherwise a nice fit. So I'll take care of that. I do believe it's bottomed out. Let me just see here. Yeah, that's a good fit. That's a nice fit. Let's see this way. Hang on. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's hitting here on the heel just a little bit on this one. I mean, we're not off the ground by much there, just a fraction. All right, I like that fit. So now I'm going to set this one aside and do the other one. Hopefully no more screw ups. And then we can make these cuts across the top. So I'll locate my lines here, and we should be good.